Oh no, we're live. Hey
Okay.
folks, today we are talking to Ellen Campbell on Keystroke Medium's Ask the Editor, and we're going to be covering your questions sent in through the various intertubes, through the interwebs, and then beyond that, covering some aspects of programs that you can use so that when your editors get your manuscript, they don't either A, go bald from pulling their hair, or come at you with very sharp instruments. Ellen, how are you today?
I'm good. Walt, how are you?
I just had some caffeine, so I think things are looking up.
Yeah, caffeine is very necessary.
And what's going on? What's going on in the world of Ellen this week?
I am editing an anthology, the upcoming volume 6 of It's Dark Beyond the Stars. Dark Between the Stars. I hate that I can't ever remember that. But it's a really good collection. Wrapped a cozy mystery, wrapped a fantasy anthology collection that was really good, that I'm kind of excited about. A single author collection.
Now, I've always wondered, what's the difference between a mystery and a cozy mystery?
It's just a subgenre, like mill sci-fi is a subgenre of sci-fi.
And what makes it cozy?
They're lighter. There's not a lot of gore or violence. It's, some people denigrate it by calling it like cat mysteries. It's your Agatha Christie kind of stuff, except for that's not really cozy. That's more PI. But anyway, yeah. And I like the stuff that's funny.
Nice. Where is our friend with all the spots?
Oh, Spotty is right behind my chest.
Oh. Waiting to ambush you should you move?
Yeah, it's going to happen. That was not my best idea ever.
Uh-oh. Did we break a camera?
Nah, we're good.
Awesome. So let's get to our first question, coming in from Anna Johnson. Do you subscribe to any particular story structure paradigms, like StoryGrid? And if so, why?
That's a good question. Truthfully, I don't, because I've seen so much good writing done in so many different ways that I am not going to tell anybody you must follow a rigid formula and this has to be this, has to be this, has to be this, because there are a lot of different ways to succeed. Sometimes tried and true is best, but if you've got a really great idea and it turns out really good, I'm not going to be the one to tell you can't have it.
What are some of the story structures to stay away from, especially for like a new author? And does certain structures work with certain genres? Oh my God, I broke the editor.
I'm trying to phrase my thoughts because I didn't really, I wasn't ready for that particular question. You should stay away from anything that you can't hold together, anything that you're not confident that you can hold together. And if people read your manuscript and tell you they don't understand it, then whatever structure you thought you were following was wrong. You did it wrong, or it's just not for you. Story structure, really, when you break it down to the very, very bones, is always the same. And unless you are writing like some really obscure kinds of literary fiction where I'm not going to name any names, I'll tell you later, but there was a guy who experimented with no quote marks for dialogue, which was just distracting as anything, because you're wired now to expect that, and you keep having to go back to find out what's going on. If you're going to lose your reader somewhere in your machinations, don't do it.
So did he use some sort of special mark to denote dialogue, or he just nothing?
Nothing.
Huh. He was trying to rewrite standard literary practice of the last how many years?
Yeah. And he didn't finish his trilogy. And it was kind of sad because it wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Did you start putting in the quotation marks just to?
I did not. I did not edit for him
Gotcha.
ever. I mean, I would never. If that was your thing and you wanted me to edit, I would learn to live with it and try to work around it. But don't do things that are going to confuse your readers or don't make your readers work that hard. They're not coming to you for exercise. They're coming to you for escape.
Oh my God, that is the best line ever.
Really?
Yes, that is an excellent, excellent line. Because I know that there are some books I've read, and all I can think is, I am exhausted because it's almost like when you go to a movie and you want that popcorn experience on like a Saturday because they have really good air conditioning and just wanted to be entertained, and you go and you see something like what was the movie with the language aliens come down, Arrival. I was exhausted by the end of that movie. I'm like, this is a great concept, but I wanted like aliens and something.
I wanted Independence Day.
Yeah, so I mean, that is an excellent, excellent line. You should put that on a shirt.
I should put that on a shirt. Maybe I'll do that.
That's fantastic. Our next question comes from Mr. Scott Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay to start a chapter with a dialogue because he's asking for a friend?
Yes, it's fine. It's a valid style choice.
Does it matter how the dialogue starts? In action versus something more intellectual?
No, I mean I've heard, I've read where people are ending conversations or starting stories, or everything from that coming in the middle. Yes, starting with dialogue is a valid style choice. Some people don't like it. If you're working for those people, then you don't start your chapters with dialogue, because you write plenty of your own books and you can open your own chapters with dialogue.
Gotcha. I have a weird question from Mr. Michael Bunker.
Uh-huh.
And here it is. You're not the boss of me.
Keep
Response?
telling yourself that, Bunker. Just keep telling yourself that.
Is there some past history we're not seeing here?
Oh, I've known Michael Bunker for 6 years, and I've edited for him a few times. And yeah, he thinks he's great because he has a beard and he's taller than me. So
that describes half my workforce.
Probably more than half.
Oh my God, I hate being so short.
No, I meant for me, not you.
Oh well, yeah. Well, then we have short guy problems in common.
Yes. Yes.
How can I channel the manic energy from my dog so he ghostwrites my novels and I can put out a novel a week? From Guy DeMarco.
I don't know, Guy, but if you find out, let me know, because I could get so much more work done if he would do my editing for me.
Do you think he would tear up bad manuscripts?
Oh, he would tear up good manuscripts too. He would tear up all the manuscripts. Dexter, not now. Not now. He's got his dinner ball and he's beating me.
So when we started, we might have mentioned briefly that you have some programs to tear apart. Can you tell us what you had in mind and what you plan to do today for those watching? Hey,
I actually bought some of these just to do this for you people, so you better be grateful. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to actually take the same document, the same beginning of a story, and I'm going to work with it in 5 different programs and point out the pros and cons of each, and what works, what doesn't, how much it costs, and whether or not you should spend your money on it.
And what's first up?
First up, we're going to start with Word. Let me grab my document, and then I will split the screen with you.
That's fantastic. So standard Word that comes in when you buy your computer, you launch it?
I'm on Word for Mac, but yes, essentially yes. Okay, where do we go?
And did you are you working on a Mac because you need the higher processing power?
I'm working on a Mac because when my last PC crashed and burned.
This sounds bad.
One of my authors, one of my very first authors, said after I was running behind on his document because of it. He said he bought me a Mac and had it sent here and sent me a message saying, just throw your computer away, don't even bother to pick it up.
That's amazing.
So I had to learn how to use a Mac. And that was 5 years ago. Now I'm not proficient at Mac, and I could never go back to Word because I don't understand, or never go back to Microsoft because I don't understand any of that stuff anymore. It doesn't make any sense at all. Come on. I can't talk and think at the same time. So I'm just kind of useless in two.
We don't judge.
Yeah. Yes, because I know where the commas go.
Which is the most important thing.
Right, here we go. I forgot I had two monitors open. I keep opening this and sending it to the wrong monitor. All right, here we go. We're just going to show you some of the things that that Word will do for you that maybe you don't know.
I hear Control Z is your friend.
Control Z is delete, or no, is undo.
Yeah, I use that frequently with every email I type.
Okay, well, I've lost how to split the screen. How to share the screen.
It should be on your left.
My left.
Should be a little green screen with a white arrow.
This one, and
it'll allow you to choose your application. Yes, and there we is.
Are we all seeing Dreadnought sample for Ellen?
And I see the first word is prologue.
The first word is prologue. Okay.
Excellent.
Now I've already set this to where I can read it, so I'm not going to bore you with any of that. But what we're going to do is we're going to go up into Tools, Spelling and Grammar. We're going to open Spelling and Grammar. We're going to come down here to Options. And I am going to...
Those are a lot of checkboxes.
There are a lot of checkboxes, and most of them aren't checked. So what you want, there are some simple things that you always want. You want repeated words flagged. Well, you can see what I'm looking at. So, and then go to Advanced Language Settings. You don't need to do anything there. But what I changed, here, let me...
Is that one of the most common things that you see is repeated words, especially for the crutch words that you frequently talk about?
No, this particular flag repeated words is like if you type and twice.
Oh, I got you.
So I've got all my boxes checked that I want checked. So we're good. We're going to close that. And we're going to, I move it over here so I can see what's going on. Why is it not? It's not highlighting. Oh, nice. Look, it wants to change this bulky phrase into a contracted word. What a great idea. Change. What? So this is running better than I have ever seen it run.
So did somebody volunteer their manuscript as tribute so that we could tear it apart online?
They did, and I'd like to thank him again. Okay, and we're going to ignore that one. We're going to, here we go. See, this is where you come into where you're finding things that, look, the problem is en route, and it wants to change it to end. So that's wrong. You tell it to ignore. Okay, this document is actually in UK English, so this word is correct, so we ignore. And we're going to ignore that suggestion. Stitched up. We're going to ignore that because it's just confused. So see, so much of this is stuff that you would not have changed yourself. And
is a majority of it due to the vernacular coming out of UK English?
No, because it's supposed to be set on UK English already.
Oh wow!
So I mean, I told it that it's on UK English, and we can see that here under language. Whoops, this one is not. Let's do that.
I was going to say, so it's being stubborn until Dexter gets fed.
Possibly. Okay.
I cheated. I gave my dog a treat.
Oh, Dexter's had several treats. Okay, ignore. Okay, here we go. Here is a legit typo. Morgan's fleet. The fleet belongs to Morgan. It should have an apostrophe S, so we're going to change that. I bumped my head on this one several times this morning, and that is a legit UK spelling, so I'm going to leave it because, as you can see, it's still over here correcting in US English.
Is that because the dialogue box was open when you made the change?
Possibly, but we're going to ignore that.
Cool.
Because you yourself know which language you're typing in. You're not doing it for other people, you're doing it for you.
Right on.
Okay, so I'm going to change that.
And the biggest and most important question, do they know that Morgan is dead?
I didn't know that Morgan was dead.
I don't know. I was just reading off the screen.
I don't know why it's not jumping from place to place. The person that I got this from is having horrible problems with Word this morning, so I'm just saying that he gave me an infected document. We're going to ignore. 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 Ignore.
So when somebody decides to write their manuscript and they write it in Word, and then they decide to start combing through it in Word, is there any type of, oh my goodness.
Yeah, see, this is one of the problems with, say, we're not going to talk about you today. All right. So now we're going to quit Word.
And it's having a problem associating with the Mac?
Yeah, I see that frequently. So everything that we just did not get saved. So let's try it again. We're going to open.
So do you suggest that after a certain number of significant changes, people should hit Control S or go to a tab and oh no, Control S is only for Microsoft. If you're working on a Mac, it's probably something different.
Just click the save button while you're working. Woo! Let's not do that to Walt.
Yes, I'm going down a rabbit hole. I love it.
Okay, one more time. We're going to Tools, Spelling and Grammar. Reset ignored words and grammar. Let's not do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Everyone outranked him. It was very tragic. Sorry, I'm reading from the screen again.
Tools. Okay.
Kind of want to start reading about Senior Lieutenant Lucas.
Okay, this is a new little bug that remember when I was going through adding in the contractions? Now it's wanting to take them back out.
So it's trying to suggest to take them out again?
Right. It's in a little brain fart loop. Ignore.
Now, are these problems that you had when you were running Microsoft Word on a Microsoft machine?
I had so many problems with Microsoft Word over the years that, yes, yeah, it'll do an endless feedback loop. I'm going to ignore that. Ignore that. And now we are back to where we were. Okay, didn't. Should be. Didn't. Okay. Ignore. Let me go back up here.
Whee, lots of boxes.
Yeah. Ignore. I should not have checked a whole bunch of boxes that I didn't usually work in. Fortunately, there's a handy little undo button because that needs to change. So see, it's fine. It's finding your typos. Ignore. It wants a comma after so, which sometimes is right, sometimes is wrong.
So what kind of strength do you get out of Microsoft Word and working and doing these changes in Microsoft Word that you might not get in some of the other programs?
you're not going to get anything that you can't get anywhere else, but what you've got is something that you already own, and the more you use it, the better you get with it. And if nothing else, it's going to find when you typed okay, John, you gave me a document that didn't have spell check on.
Note for people out there looking to hire Ellen.
Use your spell check. There we go. Resume.
So these are all things people should do ahead of time. Just go in, format the document so that it's already looking for the mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't turn off spell check because it's annoying, or if you do, turn it back on and come back and resume your spell check. Just check. Like right here, we're going to ignore current status, move on to he's, and it wants he is, and we're not changing that. So we ignore it, but at least you had the option.
So it's finding a good...
Something wrong with your word, period. So...
But it's finding a majority of simple mistakes?
It's finding for real typos. And there it is. It's finding genuine typos. It's finding places where you typed and twice. It's and a few other things. The hang up with Microsoft Word is that it's going to miss a whole lot of stuff. It's going to miss a lot of homophones. It's going to miss some basic grammar stuff. But you own it. It's free. Use it. And if nothing else, it forces you to go back through your work, and you'll see other things that you missed while you're doing it.
Right on. So for those looking to try it out, if they don't have access to it already, what's the typical cost of something like that?
That depends on whether or not you have a PC. If you have a PC, you can buy Word for it's about $99. If you have a Mac, you have to buy the whole suite, and it's an annual subscription thing.
Oof.
Yeah, and and it's $150
for the year.
For the year, but that gives you like 4 licenses.
Okay, 4 licenses for the entire suite, so 4 per machine. One you can have it on 4 machines.
Right.
Okay.
And the thing is as much as people dislike it and as much abuse as I heap on it, Word is the industry standard for a reason. I mean, it does things that no other program can, not in the editing department necessarily, but it does other things that maybe we as fiction people don't appreciate, or you as a writer don't appreciate, that I can slap a macro on there and root out a problem across a 100,000 word document in 5 minutes.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, it's a pain in the ass, but it's the best pain in the ass going.
Right on. And how's troubleshooting the actual program? Because I know that a lot of people, when they first launch a program, they just want to plug and play, dive in, get their hands dirty and see what they can figure out. But 99% of the time, nothing ever goes according to plan. Does Microsoft have a cool backup department where you can call up a specialist and say, hey, I keep hitting, Control F11. I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I don't know whether they do or not, because I've never tried. There are certainly a lot of help sites and complaint sites, and I know Microsoft does have a nice online kind of Q&A, but you'll have to submit anything that's quirky or not 100% part of the norm directly to the help desk.
Right on. I
believe. But as far as if you just want to learn how to write, or if you just want to start writing your book, yeah, Word is super easy to use. Just go. Just open it up and go.
Right on. So we are at the 20-minute mark, or just a little bit ahead. Parting thoughts to somebody who is looking to do the manuscript in Microsoft Word?
Just be patient. If you don't know Word, you'll learn it. You'll pick it up. Ask questions. Word is, like I said, it's the industry standard for a reason. And if that reason for you is only that everybody else can get to it and use it, work with it, then that's kind of a good enough reason, because if you use a program that nobody else can use and can't migrate or can't export, then you're screwed.
Right on. Well, this has been Ask the Editor with Ellen Campbell. The Keystroke Medium crew has been very polite to allow me to come on and buffer you with questions today. And we will see you next time.
All right. Thanks, Walt.